century. So the fact that they're showing a little poise here.
Williams couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Fielder goes up strong. Gains and his teams respond. We'll see if DePaul can do the same thing. That's not a great start for them. And Mack doing it on both ends. Mack showing off the aggression, lost the handle. Peavy. Inside for Fielder, who gets up.
Oh, but when it comes out, the rotation is perfect.
So D'Amico now with a pair of triples. So just as DePaul started the first half, a couple of threes to break open their scoring in the second half have brought this back to a one-point game. Fielder, attacking Trainer, goes right past him for the slam.
With injuries and illness.
Yes.
C.J. Gunn off the miss. Epps with the rebound, looks to push. Fielder on a rim run, rocks the rim. Epps throws it up. Fielder with the tip slam.
Another
this season. Probably the biggest shot he's hit as a Blue Demon. Epps, there was contact, rebound batted to Fielder, and he sticks it home. Epps, no good off glass. Burks throws it up. Fielder puts it in. There's less than 2 seconds.
Villanova, against the zone, one of the ways to beat it is to push it in transition. Well, that's not how Nova plays. They're one of the slowest paced teams in the country. They don't like to play fast. But I think Nova needs to explore, in particular Dixon explore scoring early to beat the zone down the floor.
Well, Drew Fielder starts it out for Georgetown here with 10 on the shot clock. Fielder took the final shot in the first half, the first and the second. This time he hits it.
Look at it, as you pointed out, not under 2 minutes left, but those double teams have gotten the ball out of Dixon's hands.
And now Mack to Fielder. Fielder with authority.
That's not normally the first thing you think about with him, shooting the three, but he can knock it down when he gets the time to get his feet set.
Now comes up with the rebound. No shortage of potential for Burks, the transfer from Kentucky. Fielder plays it in.
Center, but this Georgetown team plays with tenacity that has been tough to come by the last couple of years, and we're underway here in Hartford.
Now, if you're Georgetown without Sorber, that means the middle is open. Fielder's going to do some work downstairs, but that means driving lanes, green light.
Matt Hurley was talking about watching film for this team has been completely different. The way their spacing has been the last couple of games. First touches, Drew. Disastrous overtime loss to Seton Hall. Dan Hurley described the bus ride back to Stores as a casket on wheels. If they can recover in time, maybe win, let's say, 3 out of their final 4 in the regular season, they should have enough to get in. Fielder, 3, got it. And they still don't have an answer for him. Wow, steady diet of that. Mack showing. Reset. Fielder trying around the corner against Reed. Jump hook. Okay, out of trouble.
Yeah, sweet. Great body control, recognition where the defense help is coming from.
Nearly one of 3 Huskies in double figures. Up to 10. Fielder wants another one, and he's got it!
Unanswered for the Jays dating back to the first half. Fielder finally puts an end to that.
Yeah, that's an 8 seed that the 1 seed doesn't. I don't think Creighton's a team you want to see in the second round with Kalkbrenner.
As Fielder. Tompkins obviously done for the year. Corey Floyd out tonight. As Pierre is off. Floyd in a motor vehicle accident near campus last week. He is doing better, but still in the process of recovery. Drew Fielder gets Georgetown started.
Shots, he has a trail 3. My man is on one right now.
You learn how to score a little bit when you're playing for Jim Larinaga previously?
I assume.
Coach is enjoying life down in Florida now. Wish him well in retirement. As here's Fielder on the back down. Drew Fielder. Now crossover. Can he ignite? Everything but the end result. It was the right thought, Coach.
They were leaning on his left hand. He went baseline to his right. Get your eyes on the rim. Finish the shot.
Fielder.
Against a smaller defender. Something to take a peek at. Burks came out after a short run. Let's hope that there's nothing with his legs.
Fielder and one.
And Epps stares into the hypnosis. Offensive rebound pulled in by Caleb Williams.
It's tough this late in the season. You can't get offensive rebounds from the free throw line. You understand throughout the possession of the game you might be out of position, but you're starting in the right position. You have to box your man out.
Drew Fielder from transfer. McCaffrey, quick trigger on his end. He's been hitting those these last few weeks.
Yes, sir. Continue to get good looks. He just missing them right now. Georgetown continue to go to this NBC.
Seton Hall had just one fast break point in the first half. That's a good start in the second half.
And they're very selective with their fast break opportunities. Obviously, if you can get a stop like that and a leak out and a run out like that, one-on-one, two-on-one situation, you're going to take that. But I think Seton Hall at the start of the game was more conservative, you know, trying to make sure they put themselves in a situation to win it in the second half.
Malik Mack, Harvard transfer, dropped off for Drew Fielder off the square.
20 of his 26 after halftime.
He's so good.
Conwell in the face of Sorber, and Fielder has the rebound.
Sorber should sit down right in the paint and demand the basketball.
Fremantle didn't let him catch it, so Fielder rattles down a three.
Tough shot. He gets the scoring started. Comes about 2 minutes in for Butler, who led by 7 at halftime in that game against Marquette, but outscored by 16 in the second half. Fielder on the inside with the hook in the left hand.
Where does Georgetown go now that Sorber's off the floor?
Where would you go?
I would have to go Peavy. I think his experience and his multiple skills help you.
It's Burks with it now. Williams catches on the curl. Back cut, Mack, Fielder from the corner. You bet.
There it is.
They force the turnover on the inbounds play.
Pressure on the inbounder.
From down 4 to up 6, 10 unanswered for Georgetown and a chance to add to it. Mack leaves it back for Fielder. Straight away 3. He buries it.
Beating the teams they're supposed to beat, St. John. So there's two kind of sides of that. You're going to get criticized if you don't have a lot of quad 1 wins. There aren't a lot in this conference. And look at Drew Fielder knocking that. And not the best pass, but a highlight pass because Ejiofor had to go back and get it.
He sure did. Fielder, top of the key. Bingo.
I just saw the replay. Maybe they were right.
Inbound to Fielder.
Wow.
Count it! And a foul!
For Big East basketball tonight. David Skogman jumps it up at center court. Head-to-head with Fielder. Here we go.
What I find interesting is Skogman is playing for Benson from the starting 5. Benson is pretty much the start of the games have always been the go-to player for DePaul. So I'm interested to see what Skogman brings to the game.
And truthfully, he played really well against Marquette the other day. He had 3 blocks in that game.
Fielder, nice take there, guys, and it goes. Well, what did Eddie? They had a 19-point lead against Seton Hall in the second half and lost that game in overtime. So a lot of basketball left here.
A whole lot. Well, you'd rather be up 17 at halftime.
Better spot to be in.
That's right.
Last 7 points all from Blocker. There's Fielder. Set up nicely. Williams. Malik Mack calls the half-court set here for Georgetown. Fielder fakes the handoff to Mack. Turnaround jump rubber. Benson hits. That's it for that look. Williams challenges Benson. Can't hit it. Fielder the follow for 2. You know, Peavy on the floor, 3 fouls. Only player in this game with 3. He's played the entire game. 25 minutes on the court for Ed Cooley.
Yeah, he's
not
up
his
there.
Best night.
He's up there in the top 5 in minutes in the league, so he's out there a lot.
Does have 6 rebounds tonight. Controls here. Fielder spins and hits.
360 layup.
Fakes the pass, double team. Way short. Shot for Rivera, not close. Mack and company on the move. Here's Fielder, big 3, hits it for Georgetown. Who said you got to come alive here?
He's the guy that's come alive for them in the Big East games. Transferred from Indiana, didn't play much there.
He's a scorer, but does not need to shoot 15, 16 times per game, but definitely a good force for them.
Fielder continues.
A leg injury, and he's been battling. Ewood Shukwu, right hand.
It's a tough position against the zone, John, to put a big at the top of that.
Mack drops it off to Fielder.
You got to see some hands, a lot of hands down right now in this Georgetown zone.
Lewis, he turns it over. Here's Mack. Malik Mack gives it off to Peavy. Into the hands of Fielder.
There's a little leaner baseline that does not fall. Jaden Ross. Peavy needs some help. Boy, in the air, he almost turned that one over. And Malik Mack sets up shop.
Jaden Ross, a really good defender off the bench. Sharing that sophomore stretch with that couple others.
2. Mack kick to the rim. Fielder wins it and one. Bumps into Sorber. Rejected away.
With 4 fouls, look at the play that kid just made, Sorber. That was a big-time defensive play.
Mack kicks corner. Fielder quick low. Free ball.
He was 4.
Fans are accustomed to seeing a big guy in the middle holding it down.
Xavier 1 for 10 to start this game, and you've got to credit the Georgetown defense for that. Fielder down low, catch, finish, efficient. For 10 stretch late in that first half to get back into this one. Here's Mack curling the 3. Bouncing around, no good. Offensive rebound to Fielder. He rips it away from 3 defenders, gets fouled.
Sorber trying to split the double team. He's off the mark, but Fielder working inside. Nice turnaround over, cooking it down low. Great job by Naduzzi on the finish. Had his back to the basket, turns around. Here's Fielder with the left hand.
Again,
Peavy trying to hang and unable to hit. Mack doing the same thing there, and that rolls around and out. Fielder comes up with it and finally gets it to drop for the Hoyas.
Make a bad situation worse by fouling.
There's Georgetown forcing the turnover. Caleb Williams over to Micah Peavy. Mack peeks inside for a moment where Fielder tries to establish position.
We need to try to get the Hoyas to stop putting the basketball over their head as Fielder with a nice finish.
There's 14 new players. Epps and Fielder are really the only 2 guys that were in the rotation last year who are back, and I think that's what we're seeing in terms of the first half turnovers, right? You've mentioned a number of times just how young this team is.
Yeah, just the youthful, not being aggressive, not understanding the sense of urgency that you need to play with each and every game that you step out on the court. But that's okay. The young boys are learning, and they're building their toughness.
That was special.
Dylan Adewusu is off on the 3, and the Hoyas have started sharp. Peavy up the floor to Fielder. Georgetown trying to back up the big.
That's how you have to approach it if you're Felton. Your team is not winning right now. You've lost 3 in a row. You struggled. Here's an opportunity for you.
Fielder banks it in. Drew Fielder.
The scales of the game. Kalkbrenner may be able to get going now.
Sorber tries a tough shot, blocked away by Kalkbrenner. Fielder with the rebound. Putback is good. There's Ashworth, gets his man to move his feet. Cannot convert. Epps brings it up, down low to Sorber, faces up, works his way into the paint, cut off by Kalkbrenner. Excellent defense. Fielder for 3. It's good. It pinball. 2 guys with 20 points or more. It was Epps and Peavy. This crowd sparse, and I think that's going to start to change a little bit on their feet. Fielder off the glass, it's good.
Jaden Epps again gets to the rim. The tip is there from Fielder. And him shooting his team into a disadvantage. He takes a lot of bad shots, but he also hits a lot of tough ones.
Fielder on 2 is good. For the sophomore. This is Eddie Lampkin's best game probably since that Texas game you mentioned in Brooklyn a few weeks back. Inside Fielder. In between Freeman and Lampkin, an easy. Not hit 10 threes in a game all season. Taylor way short.
Not a good shot. He's not the guy at this point.
Into Fielder, good find by Mack. That's his 8th assist.
To that under 16 timeout, figure things out, make your adjustment.
Mack with a little floater, rolls off. Sorber fighting for it. DeVries rebounds. Sorber, nice take, and right back to Fielder for the flush. Freshman guard from Memphis. Tenor physical take, rims off. Fielder rebounds. Fielder wants the 3. Got it.
Significant growth.
A list of incredible players that he's had at UConn as Mack rises up and misses. That falls really nicely to Fielder, and it's more.
Offense. Let's see if the Warriors can take away the easy option.
Tough shot. Certainly not an easy one there for Marcus Banks Jr.
That's high-level defense right there by the Warriors. Coach Cooley will always take that.
Inside to Fielder, who throws it. We lead here with just under a minute to go in the first half. And a turnover from Jordan. Here comes Peavy again. Good ball movement here by the Hoyas. Williams tries to get it inside to Fielder. Fielder goes up strong and gets
everybody about that he wanted his team to come out with. Contest every shot, ball pressure. They got to continue to play hard and build those good habits.
Adunuo with the defense, not good enough this
way. Seemed to be a miscommunication for Georgetown on that possession. There's no way you can forget about him and leave him wide open.
He's got 11 now. That leads all scorers. Another 3. Fielder got it. Friendly. Brings a little more comfortable outside than in. Wasn't squared up for that shot through the lane.
Beautiful pass.
A hand in the passing lane and off the steal. The drive this time, Lindsey can't pay it off. And here we go back the other way. Fielder got his legs taken out, and he made it.
Under Donald Copeland. Here's Lewis the big, Sorber the defense, and here comes Matt. Nice pass from Sorber. Fielder off the window.
Excellent.
Now, second and final game here at McDonough this season for Georgetown. With 3 to shoot, the swarming defense, and Sorber with the save. 2-on-1. That's nice find. Fielder flush, and Georgetown's rolling a 9-0.
Happens, then we shift back to the man-to-man.
I think that's a little bit more about the fatigue than actually strategical.
No, I think it is fatigue. I really do, because you know when you have a short roster because of injury, you can't play at the same pace for an entire 40 minutes as you normally would. As you see,
the Blue Devils off to a really strong start this season. So it is all geared towards NEC play and repeating. Oh, another nice pass. The bigs connect.
Focused because they're going to work that shot clock each and every possession.
Peavy spinning in the lane, no. Fielder right at the cup, lays it in. Got St. Francis, numbers in their favor. Rosenberger feeling it, fires. Oh, just missed. Good communication there. Malik Mack calling out Peavy to let him know where he was. Fielder down low, and it works. Good pass by Big Juice.
Yeah. You know, that's one of those situations where I thought Mack was a little bit out of shooting range. He could have gone under the screen and just met him on the other side.
Fielder from straight on. Got it. Boy, he cured that.
Not going so far tonight for Downey's House, but as Coach Donnie Lynn, you got to be kind of happy with those looks.
At point blank. That's how he's been scoring in this early season. Sorber, beautiful.
Physical inside. Both of the teams respectively very good at rebounding the ball. Mount St. Mary's has 3 guys in the top of their conference rebounding the ball. Sorber second in the Big East.
Sorber, all he can pass to. Fielder flush.
You know, he's just full of so much knowledge.
Georgetown by 28 down the stretch. The veterans led the way early. Everyone's chipped in late. Ball ready. Quality minutes of freshman. Fielder turns. Oh, nifty. Here's Mulready to the rim. That's off the mark. Fielder, final chance for 2.
Pace, getting up and down a little bit.
Shot clock down to 10. That 3-1 for Jordan Burks for Drew Fielder. Drew Fielder, the sophomore.
Already you can see.
Offensive board by Peavy. Sorber the turnaround too strong. Another offensive rebound, this one by Fielder. Another offensive board, and he cleans it up. Get this lead into a comfortable range. Lehigh keeps answering. Fake the deep 3, then got it to Fielder.